Morning, Mikel. How are you?
Morning, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Just seen the news that Martin Odegaard has signed on a permanent deal. What do you believe he can bring to this squad?
Well, a lot of things that he brought last season, he made us better. We needed more options, alternatives, creativity, and players that can be models in this football club. And he is still a really young man, but he has huge experiences in different clubs already, and he has a unique talent for the way we want to play. So I'm delighted that the club has made an effort, and we have now Martin in a permanent deal here.
And what's the latest on Aaron Ramsdale? Is he in contention to feature at the weekend?
We will see. There is still some paperwork getting done. He had his medical almost done as well, so there are a few things still with Sheffield to be resolved. So we're gonna have to wait.
And after a tough start to the new Premier League season, how have you tried to lift your players and boost morale this week at the training ground?
Putting things into perspective, we have an incredible 48 hours before the match, which created a big uncertainty and probably an unprecedented Arsenal lineup. We tried everything that we had in that game. It didn't work out. We knew the consequences of that externally, what it went to mean, but internally the reaction has been incredibly positive. It's one day of Premier League football. We have the whole season ahead of us, and any negativity that's going to try to surround the football club is going to be out of these walls.
So the players aren't feeling any pressure, you're not feeling any pressure?
If you don't feel pressure in football, in any elite sport, I think you pick the wrong profession. I think it's responsibility, it's not pressure. We have the responsibility to do our best under any circumstances. Unfortunately, now the circumstances are uncontrollable. The only thing that is going to happen is something that you don't expect, that's for sure. And then you have to try to adapt and do the best as you can. And that's what you have to ask yourself. The rest is about a result, and you know that you're going to be judged on that result. That doesn't mean you are doing a good or bad job because you win or lose a football match.
And what is the latest team news ahead of Sunday? How are the players with COVID doing?
It's still very uncertain. I cannot give you any answer today because I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to train in a few hours, if they're going to be able to compete at the weekend. I don't know.
My final question to you, what are you expecting from Chelsea, and how are you going to try and stop Romelu Lukaku?
Well, from Chelsea, I expect what they've done over the last few years. They are a top team full of world-class players with a great manager. They are the champions of Europe, and we expect a really competitive match. It's what I expect about our team. Our fans, that they're going to be supporting the team right behind them from the beginning because they've been missed so much, and we're going to go there to win the football match.
And do you have a plan to stop Lukaku on his second debut?
I don't know if he's going to play, so I have a plan to try to stop what Chelsea do, and the plan to do what we have to do to win the game.
Thanks a lot, Mikel. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. We'll come to Mark at Sky.
Morning, Mikel. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Mikel, just going back to the unfortunate situation with the 4 players that tested positive for COVID. First of all, are they well? Are they okay? Are they suffering badly, or are they in a good shape?
Well, they had some tough days, to be fair. Laka still hasn't trained, so it's not been really good. Oba had a training session yesterday, but yeah, they were affected by the virus, and Alex something similar as well. So yeah, they were ill.
There's a suggestion that it came from a party that Oba had on the Tuesday before the game against Brentford for his son. So it was a sort of a family and friends gathering. Can you confirm that that's where potentially it came from? And is it disappointing that they had that environment before such a big Premier League game?
I don't know where it came from. We can guess. It came from a week before. We had cases that they had 3, 4, 5 positive negative tests, and then they are positive. We have no clue where it came from, to be fair.
Can you confirm in terms of the players, are they vaccinated? Are they double jabbed? Are they single jabbed?
Most of them are double vaccinated. Others they have one vaccine. So we are trying to encourage them to get vaccinated because they're going to protect themselves, their families, obviously the environment around the club. But it's a really personal matter, and we are trying to guide them and explain the reasons why it's better to do it. But at the end, it's a personal decision.
And of course, you suffered from COVID right at the very beginning of this pandemic. So the fact that you've been through this and you understand how it can affect you and your body, your message is clear: go and get double jabbed and try and protect those people around you.
Yeah, but I think it's more powerful. It's coming from the government. It's not about protecting ourselves. It's about protecting the people around us as well. So I think it's a gesture of generosity. I don't know if somebody's completely convinced at the beginning to do it, but you see that the benefits at the moment are much bigger.
Quick word on Aaron Ramsdale, which looks like an imminent signing, another positive player through the door in what's been a really busy window for the football club. Do you see Aaron as someone that will be a number one or someone to challenge Byrne? How do you see that dynamic playing out? Because to have two great goalkeepers is obviously what you want.
Well, it's what we want. Is what we always been the case at this football club. Is nothing new. We're gonna have two different profiles, two different stages in their career. Aaron is a really talented young goalkeeper with already a huge experience and international for England, and he's going to bring competition, which is what we want: create competition, healthy competition, quality competition in every position, and we needed a goalkeeper there, and we identify Aaron as the ideal option.
A quick word on Chelsea. I know you touched upon it there. You beat them in the pre-season games. How significant could this performance and result be to change the narrative of the way the season has started for Arsenal?
Well, after a defeat, the best way to put things away is to win. And football matches, when you win them, you create a different context, different environment, and energy around the place. Our focus is in trying to get the best possible performance, and then the result will be a consequence to that. So our main focus has to be there.
And finally, from me, when you look at everything that you've had to deal with over the course of the last week with COVID and player signings and various issues and the start of a new Premier League campaign and the pressure that is being spoken about in the media, how have you personally dealt with this? Has this been your biggest challenge since becoming Arsenal boss?
No, I think I have bigger challenges since I've been in here for 18 months, believe me. And a lot of things that happened, we will look at them with perspectives in maybe not now, because a lot of people are not interested to analyze what is happening now. But in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years time, when we look back, we will say a lot of sense is what happened.
Thanks, Mikel.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Come to George at the BBC.
Thanks, Mark. Mikel, sorry to go back to last week again, but I just wondered, last season, Tottenham, Man City, Aston Villa, Newcastle all had games postponed because of a COVID outbreak. How close was it for your match being postponed, and are you surprised it wasn't?
Yes, I was surprised, but the regulations or the regulators decided that the best thing to do it was to play the game.
Did you ask for it to be postponed, and was Lacazette and Aubameyang in your starting 11 last week?
What we did is what we had to do through the club doctor as well, explain the situation, how it developed, and the risk that we could see there.
And on some more positive news, what does Martin Odegaard bring in, and I'm not talking negative of Joe Willock, but you've let Joe Willock go, but what have you seen in keeping Martin and that maybe Joe didn't bring last season with regards to your team this year?
We've seen Joe here for a long time in different stages of his career, and Joe is a player that we valued and we liked so much. After that spell, obviously his profile changed, his ambitions personally changed, the game time that he needed was very different to what we could give him in this moment, and we made a decision together to find the best way in his pathway for his career. And after that, obviously, we lost Danny, we lost Joe, and we didn't have Martin. So in terms of creativity in the team and options in that position, we were really short. you see the numbers and what we did after Christmas when Martin was in the team, when we had people like Emil, the team performed at a completely different level. He's someone that we admire, that he cannot be more liked around the place for what he brings to the team, and still at the age of his career that he is and the potential to grow that he has is still immense.
Aaron Ramsdale, can I just ask, why should Arsenal fans be excited about the signing? Because he's received some, I'm loath to talk about Twitter trolls already, but there's been some criticism online. So why should Arsenal fans be excited about signing Aaron Ramsdale for you?
I think they're going to love his personality, his character, the quality that he has as a goalkeeper and what he's going to offer. I think give him some time. He's a young goalkeeper as well, but with a huge potential.
Have you finished spending yet, or is still more to come?
Well, there's still 11 days to go, and we still have things to do. They are going to be players at the moment. The way the squad is set up, that's going to be difficult to find game time. So there are things to be done. Still.
Thanks very much. Good luck for the season.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. Ian from TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You got a lot of criticism as a club and you personally after the defeat at Brentford. I just wonder why you didn't come out sort of immediately after the game and say, listen, I had all these problems with players that had COVID. Why we didn't find out until yesterday when the team news came out?
Listen, Ian, I am always very direct and I try to give the information is right. But there are some policies and there are some medical privacies that I cannot forget. I have to protect the club and I have to protect the individuals. So if you ask me why I did it, that's the only reason. For me, it was simple. They have COVID, my best player, they have COVID, I cannot play, I have to put a team out there that is unprecedented in this league and take all the pressure off. For me, it was very simple, but I cannot do that. So the club will be always in front of me, and the individuals, if that's what they believe and we cannot give the right answer at the moment for different reasons, that's what I would keep doing, and I will do that again next time.
Do you think that should change? Because if, for example, Aubameyang had a hamstring injury and was out this weekend, and we said, Aubameyang's doubtful with a hamstring injury, we don't know. There's nothing wrong with having COVID. I don't understand why.
If you know that you have a hamstring injury, you can say with obviously permission from the player that you have a hamstring injury. When you don't know, or you are not sure, or it can be something else, maybe worse, then you have to be really careful with what you say, Ian.
Fair enough. Arsenal spent more money than any other Premier League club this summer. You spoke about pressure and responsibility earlier. Does that come with a lot of pressure and responsibility, the amount you've already spent?
It does. We will see where we finish with the money that we have spent, what has been done in the last few years. We're going to have, I think at the moment, it's 7 players that left the club and 5 that they are coming in. So we are not bringing more players that we already have. It's already a big turnaround again. And we're going to try to do it in the right way so this club is stable. It's a clear indicator of the business that we are doing. The group age is of between 21 and 23 years old, and it tells you the project that we are building.
Absolutely. Just 2 more from me. Lukaku's addition to Chelsea makes them title contenders. You've got Chelsea this weekend, then Man City. I mean, this is not looking the easiest start you could have had to this season.
It's not, but we knew that from the beginning. You have to play 38 games against all the teams at the end of the season. And it's the perception, the pressure, and again, the negativity. I want people that are constructive around me. I know the people who have the intentions to bury us, to try to criticize us. We are not interested in that. We have a lot of positive, a lot of energy, new energy that is coming up. My full focus is on that and find a way to beat Chelsea because we can, because we've done it.
And last one, off the back of that, with positive energy. Last year, with the greatest respect, the home form was not great. Some people would describe it as horrendous. Fans back for the first time at the Emirates in full capacity on Sunday. What is your message to them regarding your team?
Just what I described, that in moments when there are people and there are certain negativity around the place, you need your fans and your supporters more than ever. They always been with the team, and I have no doubt that on Sunday they're going to be right behind the team. And there is one thing that the team needs is exactly that. So if they really want to help the team, it's not going to be a better medicine for them that feel them very close with the right energy and supporting and being behind them. And the team is going to try their best.
Good luck this weekend, Mikel. Thank you.
Jerry from Haters.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
Good.
We've seen Bukayo Saka get good receptions when he's gone on at Tottenham and at Brentford as substitute. What sort of reception do you think he'll get from his home supporters on Sunday?
Even better. I think we all read and listened to what everybody around the world said about B, but obviously our fans are even more touched with him emotionally because they've seen him come through our academy and they know the person and the player even better. So I'm expecting them to be right behind him.
Is he ready to start, do you think, on Sunday?
Let's see how he's in the next few days. He felt good after the match the other day. He's still lacking some fitness, but he's in a better place.
And when we spoke to you last week, you seemed quite downbeat, with the season ahead. But today you're obviously a lot more positive. You've got some young players coming through and you've got some new signings. Is there a sort of new energy about the place?
Well, we try to have all the time the most positive energy around the place. I like to be always positive. I love challenges, and we had a challenge. I knew we had a challenge a year and a half ago with everything that was coming on. Just embrace it. Do the best that we have, the best that we can do every single day. Try to create the best possible atmosphere and context around this place, and things will happen.
And just finally, it's a London derby. Chelsea would probably go in as favourites given their current situation. But historically, you've got a good record at home to Chelsea. And as I say, a London derby, it does seem to sort of throw form out the window. Does that give you real optimism?
It gives me, I can't wait for the game to be there and have our fans back after 18 months without them with full capacity. So this is why we are here, to experience those moments and hopefully give them what they deserve.